Hi there, welcome to my channel. This is Cusp of Beauty Tarot. Often I do cusp readings. You may know that if you've been here. If you're new, I do cusp readings. I do regular sign readings. I'll do various things. Today I'm hopping on to do a 12-12 portal reading. It's a big time of opportunity, 12-12 being endings, completions, spiritual messages about what we need to leave behind, what we can take forward, and I'm just doing it by the elements, but specifically, briefly, for each sign. So this one is for air signs, and the first one I'm doing is for, this is for water signs, and the first one I'm doing is Cancer. So, Cancer. We're going to pick one card, make it very focused, and also do some Lenormands. Cancer. Well, that wanted to come out. Ooh, we got a very intuitive and watery card. Some of you, if you're, oh, this was at the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry. The Strength card. Okay, so, all right, so some of you might be dealing this past, it might be time to it's not just an ending, it's a time to tap into your intuition and look for your inner wisdom. You may have been holding something very, very close to your chest, Cancer. It may be time to have the courage to bring it forward. If you've been holding something very, very close to your chest, you may need to summon the courage to figure out how to explore it. If you haven't delved into it, it may be the time to share it if you feel you need to share it. So, you know, this is not going to resonate with everybody. It's a very specific message, actually, that I'm getting for certain Cancers. It also, to me, may have to do with a twin flame situation, somebody that you, or soulmate, I mean, that you're here to learn from. So there's been somebody very significant in your life. It doesn't mean that it has been easy. It actually may have not been easy. This is, you know, cutting out because there's been like conflict. And then underneath that, we have Eight of Cups, the need to walk away. So, oh my gosh, and then we have the World. The wheel, I mean, so the wheel needs to turn. So it's a cycle. It can't be any clearer, at least from these cards, that it's a cycle of difficulty that needs to end around something that is probably a lesson for you, but definitely a deep connection. Now, the negativity needs to end. It's not to say that, you know, the relationship, if it's a relationship, that it wouldn't get together again in the future. Let's just see what the Lenormands might add to the mix for advice for you, Cancer, during this 12-12, you know, period of time. The Mountain. The Dog. That's the one. Okay, and the Stork. So, you know, I have to say, it's kind of what I was feeling, that there's a spiritual nature of the High Priestess too. I mean, the first thing I was feeling before I said maybe it's time for you to tap into your own intuition is that you're being also watched over. I just want to say that. I believe you're being also watched over, and it's confirmed for me because I was hearing that in the very beginning with this card. I did not speak it, and that's why I paused. Because I don't know why I was picking up, this seemed to be so, this High Priestess is so angelic to me in this deck, that for many of you, you're being watched over. So anyway, around this situation, and this is also highly spiritual Strength card, that there's a reason that you are dealing with what you've dealt with this past year, or with a particular situation or a particular person. There are obstacles you may still be dealing with as you edge out of this period and into the new. You've got to kind of figure out how to deal with these obstacles, the Mountain. They're sometimes hard to move. But you are being watched over with loving kindness, the dog. You are being their friends, their spirit guides, and all of that watching over you with the dog as you're letting something go and leaving it behind. Because the stork, as the last card in a reading, is the letting go and moving beyond something. So there is a need to move beyond something here for you. There's definitely a need to move beyond the conflict. And it may feel painful at first because you're moving on, Eight of Cups, from something that you dedicated a lot of emotion and energy to for many of you. But in order for the wheel to move forward, I mean, change has to happen. It's a matter of life. So, yeah, Cancer, that is the big message here for you, is that you need to gain strength, figure out how to move on, know that you're godly protected. You will move on from your obstacles. They may take a little while at first. Reach out to the people that care about you. Speak to your guides if you're inclined to do that, or just maybe that knowing is enough to know that you're being watched over, and also trust your own higher wisdom. And there needs to be a letting go and a moving on. Okay, so Cancer, that's your reading. Next, it will be Pisces. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This is going to be for Pisces. Hi Pisces, welcome to my channel, Cusp of Beauty Tarot. I often do cusp readings, but I also do other signs for different reasons. This is going to be the 12-12 portal reading. It's a major spiritual closeout of energy and what you need to take with you, Pisces. What has happened for you over the past 12 months or in the past just period of time that you need to close out and realize and learn from, Pisces. If you do like any of what I'm sharing on my channel, please subscribe and please like. That helps the channel as well. And you can hit the notifications if you want to hear future readings. So Pisces, gonna pick one card for you. Oh, so, okay, that showed up a little bit in the Cancer reading too. I don't know if you have Cancer in your chart. But interestingly, you have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom as a bottom of the deck energy. So that's a really positive thing. So what's in store for you is you can have it all, is what I'm hearing. You have to get over this conflict, whether it's with somebody else or within yourself. You have to cut out something big time. I think you've already done that, but now you need to kind of address the positive in your life. You need to either process through this a little bit more. What was the conflict about? What was the nature of this thing that you had to cut out? Was there a battle of egos involved? Do you need to explore your own situation? And I always just kind of say your own because, truth of the matter is we do know we can't change somebody else. So if you were coming up against a situation or a person, just in any area of your life, that caused this kind of conflict that one or both of you needed to kind of just cut it out or try to win over it, it's just really, it's done the worst it's going to do at this time, and it's time to move on from that and repair, because you have this to look forward to, or you have this to focus on in your life, abundance. Okay, so that's really positive. Let's look at what the Lenormands can add to the mix for you, Pisces, during this 12-12 period. Okay, the Crossroads card. Many of you will be at a crossroads and moving towards something. The need to create and move towards something, birth something, grow something. Wow, this is coming up in almost every reading, the dog. You're at a crossroads, and to me, it's saying move away from conflict, process the conflict if you need to, but you have a lot more to look forward to, because it says moving on to kindness, friendship, loyalty, people that are in your tribe, people that are looking out for you. If it's a difficult time at all, there's just know that there's people looking out for you. That's a lot of what the dog is too, that you've got either, kindred spirits in a tribe that are in, in on this plane, or that you have past entities or guides that are also looking out for you. So just you're protected. So you're protected during this time of change, and maybe if it's difficult, this time of difficulty, Pisces, and there is a need to move on, let go, and create in your life. There's a need to make some important decisions. I don't know what those are specifically related to, but you're at a crossroads. You need to let go and find your tribe helping you through it. And there's probably going to be some key, decisions that you need to make. If you're wrestling still with this during this period, you need to kind of examine if you've been dealt this too, and someone has kind of, taken their ego and overplayed it with you, or pushed a competition on you, or cut you out. You need to examine that, but not hang on to it, and move past it fairly quickly at this point if you want to really, experience this. You're at that crossroads. You need to let go of that energy if you're still holding on to that from some person who was just cruel. And if it's you, Pisces, that did that to somebody else, then you need to kind of get out of that energy. The competition's not worth it. And you can make a decision to let something go and know that you're going to be protected in that, and just know that you have a lot to look forward to. A lot of abundance. I think I always look at this not just as material abundance, but as abundance in all areas of your life. So Pisces, excellent reading overall, getting past that conflict. Okay. So Scorpio is going to be next. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm losing track. Scorpio. Hello. Welcome to my channel, Cusp of Beauty Tarot, Scorpio. I'm doing a 12-12 portal reading. 12-12. A time of closeouts, chapters closing, lessons learning. Sometimes leaving something behind, cutting something out. What do you need to take with you as an awareness or behavior or whatever? This is for Scorpio. 12-12-2019 portal. If you're new to my channel, I do cusp readings, sometimes regular sign readings, sometimes pick a deck. I just kind of like to keep it interesting. I don't post all the time. If you want a notification, please hit the subscribe and then notify bell, and you'll hear when something comes on. I would love for you to like, okay, and share. So anyway, Scorpio, it's your one card we're going to focus on. Wow, was worth shuffling over. Scorpio, the Sun is your card. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. So for those of you this is resonating with, may have been like a really challenging time for you, and I'm sorry if it has been, that you've had a long period of dealing with a certain heartache or a loss. Scorpio, feeling something very deeply, feeling betrayed or a loss over a separation maybe, or an ending of a partnership that meant a lot to you. It was a karmic partnership, meaning there is a lesson that there was needing to be learned here. But you do have judgment that there is decision that had to come down one way or another. It's almost like it had to happen. And we have the Empress here. So for good things to happen and for you to recreate in your life, this ending was kind of fated. I hate to say. I really think that would tell me that it probably was a fated ending, Scorpio. However this rolled out. I mean, we have free will, but wherever the free will took the karmic relationship, whether it did or whether it didn't, the loss needed to happen for your evolution. What needs to happen now is you need to kind of nurture yourself with lightness and care, because there's a lot of joy in the offing for you. In this particular deck, I'm often drawn, I just kind of noticing that this adult figure is kind of protecting and behind the innocent child. There could be a period of time right now you need to go inward and look at your inner child and help heal the inner child and explore any wounds from your childhood. But the good news is that there's optimism here. There's a need to focus on positivity coming out of this period for you and drop the heartache. It's time. It's time to drop. And if you have not had the ability to process through this yet, don't just guard your heart and buckle down and think you're going to drop and move on without any scars. You have to look into the scars and the wounds if you have not already, Pisces. At some point, you may have to do that difficult work. Okay? Bouquet. Did I just say Pisces? If I said Pisces, this is Scorpio. This is Scorpio's reading. The stars and the cross. So this says to me that it could be difficult, but positivity, hope, abundance is coming, and that would align with the star, with the sun. It could be difficult. The crosses, there could still be some burdens you have to bear and challenges you have to face. And it's just in line with what we just spoke of. It may not be over yet for you, Scorpio. You may need to, if you're really wanting to deal and be closed out with this, there may be some things to look into and just kind of poke. You may have to poke at the wound a little bit. And I hate to say that, but you may want to examine this further so you can really close it out, because you have wishes coming. You have optimism all over this reading. You have optimism all over this reading and positivity. It may just mean that you have some things to explore before you can truly close it out and move on into this space. Okay, so that's the reading for you, Scorpio. Good luck with it, and I hope you come back soon. Thank you.